Listen, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I've never invented anything in my life. Hi, my name's Devon. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way. I only know the hard way. Hey everyone, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. I'm Devon Dickinson, and today I want to talk to you about the value of franchises. All right, I said it, franchises. So for those of you, purist entrepreneurs who literally want to just skip and go to the next podcast because you don't believe a franchise is entrepreneurial, let me encourage you, just listen and hear me out here. I think franchises are absolutely an amazing place for any entrepreneur. Whether you've been in business, whether you're just getting out of college and you're thinking about what is my first business that I want to start, whether you've done business for 15, 20 years and you're looking to diversify, maybe you're getting ready to retire, maybe you're getting ready to change, you've got some money sitting in the bank account, maybe you just want to try something different. Let me encourage you. I think franchises are amazing. And the reason I say that is because you basically strip a ton of the risk out in a franchise opportunity. And you say, yeah, Devon, but I'm still working for someone or I'm still paying the man. And I'm going to say, yeah, there's some truth to that. Most franchises, you still have to abide by their rules. But let me ask you, why do you think they have those rules in place? Do you think they have those rules in place because they want their franchisees to go out of business? I mean, most reputable franchises have over a 90% success rate. And the people that don't succeed are typically the ones who don't follow the rules, right? Who don't go by the guidelines that have been set up for these franchisors. And you're like, yeah, but it's not truly entrepreneurial because I didn't come up with the idea. Listen, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I've never invented anything in my life. I've never come up with something that nobody has ever done before, right? I've done, hey, this company's doing this. I think we could take that and modify it and do something different. But listen, there's really nothing new under the sun, right? Everything is an iteration. You'd say oh, well, Elon Musk, look at him. He's this great entrepreneur. Yeah. He didn't invent the freaking car though, right? There've been cars forever. He just figured out how to do something a little different. And you're like, yeah, but a franchise, I'm not being creative at all. And but you know what? Let's say you buy a Little Caesars pizza, right? Little Caesars does something different than Pizza Hut. That does something different than Domino's. They all have their own brand. They all have their own flavor. And then you can do whatever you want to do with your franchise. You can open up in different locations. You can have different numbers of them. You can bring in a manager to go over 5 of them, different things. You can still be entrepreneurial, but you're stripping out the risk. And you're like, yeah, but I'm also paying the company. Yeah, but how much would you pay? Do you know how much I would pay to strip out the risk of every business endeavor I've ever done? Believe me, I'd pay more than that 8% franchise fee, and I'd pay more than that, $300,000 initiation fee. You lose that on projects and time all the time. Whereas if you're literally paying to have something served up to you that literally is basically kind of a no-brainer, and also, guess what? Has built-in buyers when you want to exit. That's the other thing that's great about franchises is I can tell you that myself, I have a lot of companies that I'm invested in that I'm not certain who the buyer is going to be someday. I can tell you what, if I own 5 Little Caesars franchises, I know that there are people that are going to buy those. Guess what? Also, if I have 5, I cannot be entrepreneurial minded and go, you know what? I have these 5 great assets that I'm making great money with. What if I double down and now I have 10? Or what if I take this franchise and I buy, a different franchise, I put them right next to each other and I start to share management. I start to do creative things. It doesn't mean you're not an entrepreneur just because you're in the franchise world. The other day I met at this brilliant franchisor. This guy, I believe, I can't verify this, but I think he's probably worth more than me. And he's only done franchises his entire life. And let me tell you, I think he's owned over like 350 over the course of his life. He's owned different types of them. And he was starting to tell me about how he negotiated different deals and how he would sell these ones off to this buyer. And then he would keep these other two. And then he would use that as collateral to buy more. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so entrepreneurial. Now, he didn't come up with the product, right? Like the franchise was the product, but he was incredibly entrepreneurial with his approach to business. He had to be a great entrepreneur to go from one franchise to over 300 that he owned over the course of 30 some years. This person was incredibly entrepreneurial. And guess what his risk profile was compared to mine? He had like this much risk over the years compared to mine is this. And I was just like, man, there's so many people that disregard the idea of franchises just because they think, it's not truly an entrepreneur. I'm not truly entrepreneurial. They're going to handcuff me. They're going to keep me from being creative. Some of that's true, but mostly they're probably going to keep you from being a moron. I'm Devon. This is a Whiteboard Entrepreneur, and I hope this helps.